All right, it seems that we are live. Welcome, my friend. Hi, how are you today? I hope that you are doing very good. My name is Amner Hunter from amnerhunter.com. Happy to spend some time with you on this video. This time around, we're gonna be covering up 4 free alternatives to Waves plugins. These plugins by Waves Audio are compressors on this time around, and I'm gonna be checking out a free alternative to the CLA 2A by Waves Audio. Also, I'm gonna be checking out a free alternative to the CLA 76. Awesome plugins, by the way. And also the Dbx160 or 160 compressor limiter by Waves. Also, this works pretty cool on drums mostly. And also, I'm gonna be checking out this a free alternative to the SSL bus compressor, right? Very cool to glue the sounds in buses, groups, or in the mix bus or mastering purposes as well. I will leave you all of the applicable and downloadable links in the video description and first comment, and I will also leave you timestamps in case that you are watching this video after the live stream ended. Before we begin with the content, let me invite you quickly to my website, amnerhunter.com, where I have some additional freebies for you, some free PDF guides and ebooks for music producers and guitar players about music productivity hacks for your home studio, how to make more music in less time, and also a guide on how to mix a song using only free plugins. Additionally, I have some free tools, such as some collections of guitar impulses, some collections of drum sample packs, among other utilities. And finally, don't forget to check out this blog or this channel, which I am updating weekly and daily with tons of free resources and content. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of these updates. Let me know if you are here in the chat. I would be very happy to read your comments and respond to your questions if you have one. I see here Mark Lee. Hey dude, think I made it close to on time. Hello Mark, thanks for being here, man, on time. And yeah, I appreciate your time here. So let's cover these compressors. And yeah, Waves has been on a disaster lately, so people are looking for some alternatives, and these ones work just fine. So let's begin here on my session with the CLA 2A. Very cool compressor limiter, very simple to use, very effective. And despite the fact that Waves is having a problems lately with the subscription service and all that, I love a lot of the plugins by this company. But anyway, if you don't want to spend money anymore, or you don't have just the means, I am sharing with you these cool free tools. And yeah, this is the CLA 2A. It has only 2 knobs to control the dynamics, to compress or limit the signal, just a gain. This will increase the signal that you feed to the compressor, right? And with the peak reduction, you just manage the output level. And you see here, you're gonna see here the gain reduction in the center. You can display here in this VU meter the input, the output, or the gain reduction. That's the most useful, I think. It has some analog, I think, noise, 50 hertz, 60 hertz, that some Waves plugins add noise to simulate that analogy color, right? And it has a mix control and a trim control as well. And let's check out the alternative. It's this plugin by Analog Obsession. It's called LALA, leveling amplifier compressor limiter as well. It has an entire sidechain options here in knobs to the left. I'm not gonna be using sidechain on this video, but let's just focus on this center and right part of the plugin. Has the same 2 controls, right? Knobs for gain, like the one in the Waves plugin, and the peak reduction as well. You can choose, like in the Waves plugin, compression or limiting with this switch, and here also with this knob. And you can disable or enable the plugin, and you can also enable oversampling on this Analog Obsession plugin, mostly for mastering purposes. And yeah, also one thing is that I think Waves plugins sometimes don't have the oversampling, and yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to the CLA 2A. Pretty cool compressor and limiter. Let's check out this plugin on these drums. First, the CLA 2A. And by the way, before you enable a Waves plugins, some of them will automatically pump up the volume of the source. So I'm gonna be careful with that. And I don't understand why they do that. You could make wrong decisions based only on louder sources after you enabled the plugin. But let's go here, check out this drums. Okay, no compression at all. All right, that's the volume increase. Let's use the trim for that. Okay, and let's start to feed more signal to the compressor and add peak reduction before, after. Okay, let's enable limiting, more aggressive form of compression, but very musical indeed, and also works great on vocals. I'm gonna show you that example as well. Let's check out the example with the LALA. This doesn't have a volume increase the moment you turn it on. So let's start to feed the compressor with this. Before, after, let's compress more. Okay, so the LALA, the LA2A, limiting, it's more aggressive. Let's check out the limiting here. And the limiting, it seems to decrease a lot the volume. Alright, so let's check out this plugin also on these vocals. They work great to tame, to control, to make the vocals very consistent in the mix with a lot of compression. Let's check it out here. These vocals are very dynamic, by the way, if you see the waveforms.
I'm surprised I'm still alive, especially if karma had its way. But now I know we could survive.
Before.
I'm no longer just here filling space, no longer taking you for.
You hear all of those jumps in volume, right? And this compressor works
But now I
to
know we
control
could
that.
survive. I'm no longer. I'm surprised I'm still alive.
Before.
I'm surprised I'm still alive.
with compression.
I'm surprised I'm still alive.
All of the details are heard better. Let's use the LALA as well.
I'm surprised I'm still alive. I'm surprised I'm
Peak reduction.
I'm surprised I'm still alive. Especially
Don't forget to
if karma
compress
had
heavily the
its
vocals.
way. Hey. I'm surprised I'm still alive. Especially if karma had its way. Hey. But now I know we could survive.
Before
I'm no longer just here.
the LA2A.
But now I know we could survive.
In the mix,
I'm surprised I'm still alive. Especially if karma had its way. Hey.
okay, the LALA.
I'm surprised I'm still alive. Especially if karma had its way. Hey.
Alright, works great on vocals as well. Let's check out the next compressor on the list. It's the CLA 76. I have it here on these vocal tracks as well. This is the blackie and the bluey, right? You can switch colors. I'm not sure if the switching of the colors changed something in the sound. I'm not sure of that. But this compressor also, it's based on the 1176, right? FET compressor, also aggressive compressions, and this one has also an input and output, and this one you have more control over the compression with the attack and release controls, and you also have a ratio, right? Whereas the other compressor, the LA2A, doesn't have these controls, and those parameters are fixed. So let's start to compress here this vocal. I'm gonna use a fast attack time, a medium release time, and ratio of 8:1. Let's heavily compress these vocals with this. And before that, I forgot the free alternative. This is the Analog Obsession Fetish. As you see here, also some parts in blue, some parts in black. That tells you it's the emulation, right? This plugin also has an input and output, and also you have control over the attack, release, and ratio, and also a blend and mix control like the LA2A, and also a trim. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's start with the Waves 1.
I'm surprised I'm still alive, especially if karma had its way. Hey. I'm surprised I'm still alive, especially if karma had its way. Hey.
And let's compress with the Analog Obsession Fetish.
I'm surprised I'm still alive, especially if karma.
You need to start the compression, you need to boost the input, right? And one thing that I love about Analog Obsession plugins as well, it's that you double click on the knobs and they reset, and something that Waves plugins doesn't have. So let's use here a fast attack time, a fast release time, also a ratio of 8:1 like the other one.
I'm surprised I'm still alive, especially if karma had it.
And we compensate the volume
I'm surprised I'm still
to make the vocal sit in the mix better.
I'm surprised I'm still alive, especially if karma had its way. Hey.
Alright, that's the Fetish.
I'm surprised I'm still alive, especially if karma had it.
compressor.
I'm surprised I'm still alive.
Like 20 decibels of gain reduction.
I'm surprised I'm still alive, especially if come its way. But now I know we could survive. I'm no longer just here feeling.
Alright, great compressors for vocals, for drums as well. Let's move on with the next compressor on the list. I'm gonna test it also on drums. It's more specialized for percussive elements, but I'm sure you can use it on others as well. This is the Dbx160, and this one is very simple as well. As it has a threshold that you reduce like that. It has linked the left and right threshold for the stereo compression, and this is the ratio, right? Also linked from 1 to infinity, and the output just to compensate. Very simple, and I love simplicity on compressors, and they work very effectively. Let's add some more punch to these drums, and I'm sorry, again I forgot the free alternative. It's another one by Analog Obsession. Analog Obsession keeps saving us once again, right? Yeah, this compressor very simple. You have the threshold here, like in the Waves audio, the compression. This is the ratio, right? And the output mix and blend, dry, wet here. And also these plugins have external sidechain, but I'm not gonna mess up with that. Let's start to use here the Dbx160 by Waves Audio first. So first let's use a ratio, a 4:1, like regular ratio, and start to lowering the threshold. Oh, it's off, sorry. A lot of punch, and it indicates when it's below the threshold and above the threshold. You compensate. So punchy. Awesome. And let's use the dBComp by Analog Obsession. Also, let's choose a 4:1 ratio around there, and let's start to reduce the threshold. Also, some settings are emulated as well, like for instance here, the 3, the maximum threshold, and minimum 0.01, right? And yeah, great emulations. Let's start to compress. So punchy. Okay, let's go back and forth. Okay, like 7, 5, 6 decibels of gain reduction. And here, let's, okay. Great compressors as well. I haven't used these on vocals, but it would be cool to test them as well. And finally, let's move on with the last compressor on the list. It's the SSL bus compressor, right? Legendary one, and legendary emulation as well, that has been out for many years. This compressor works great on buses and in the mix bus as well. And the reason behind it is because it sorts of glues everything together, right? All of the dynamics of every instrument, it feels, and you can listen a more cohesive sound when you engage this compressor, right? Very musical. And yeah, this is the one from Waves, it has a threshold here, and it has a makeup gain that it's always on 3. I don't know why. Like I mentioned, Waves plugins sometimes pump up the volume when you engage them without any processing. And yeah, you have the attack here from fast attack time to slower release time, slower attack time, sorry. And yeah, these attack times are very musical. You don't need much more than these parameters or values. And the release time, you can also engage the auto release time, which is very musical as well. It has a mix knob. This updated compressor, the one before didn't have this option to blend unprocessed and processed signal. The ratio, the trim for the output as well, that you can use alongside the makeup. And I don't know, this rate S, I don't know, I haven't used that ever. And you can also introduce analog noise, but I don't recommend it really. And yeah, that's the one from Waves. Let's check out the Buster SE again by Analog Obsession, always saving the day. By the way, if you can support Analog Obsession, you can do it donating something on Patreon. And yeah, this compressor looks pretty much the same, right? It has the same controls: threshold, makeup, attack, release, ratio, and the dry wet control. Also sidechain option that I'm not gonna mess up right now at the moment. Yeah, let's glue this mix. I'm gonna use I'd recommend you to use the slowest attack time on these compressors to glue the whole mix, and the faster or the auto or the fastest release time as well. I'm gonna use a ratio of 4:1, and I'm gonna put this back to 0 because I don't want any volume increases. And we're gonna start to lowering the threshold to start the compression. Let's begin with the Waves one.
I'm surprised I'm still alive, especially in the comments away.
It's already compressing something.
I'm surprised I'm still alive, especially in the comments.
Right, we don't need a lot here in the master or mix bus.
I'm surprised I'm still alive, especially in the comments away. But now I know we could survive. I'm no longer just in space. No longer take.
Okay, and let's compress with the Buster SE. Also with the same parameters: slow attack, the fastest release time, a ratio of 4:1. Sorry, and
I'm surprised I'm still alive, especially in the comments away.
okay.
But now I know we could survive. I'm no longer just in space. No longer taking you for granted. I'm surprised I'm still alive, especially in the comments away. But now I know we could survive. I'm no longer just in space.
Okay, let's use the auto release time to hear what happens.
I'm surprised I'm still alive,
Okay.
especially in the comments away.
That's the Analog Obsession. Let's take a listen to the other one.
I'm surprised I'm still alive, especially in the comments away. But now I know we could survive. I'm no.
Yeah, very musical also, the auto release time, and it's not very noticeable, that compression, right? But it serves to glue a bit better the whole mix. Let me know in the comment section or here in the chat what you think of this cool compressor plugins by Waves Audio and the ones by Analog Obsession. Incredible free alternatives. I see here again another comment from Mark Lee. Wave DSP has a great 76 blue and black. Yeah, I noticed that compressor as well. I haven't used that though, that I use all of the time. He mentions in their free Magic Suite there is also an LA2A, a reverb, and some other things, but I really love their 76 on my vocals. Yeah, Mark, I also love that 76 on vocals. Really like limit the vocals, and they sit very well in the mix, right? Javier Nogal, hola Amner, por fin pillo un directo. Hola Javier, muchas gracias por estar aquí. Voy a hacer un directo en español más tarde. The Spanish version of this video will be out later this day. So thanks a lot, my friend. Let me know your comments and opinions. And before we go, I'd like to invite you one last time to my website, amnerhunter.com, where I have some additional freebies for you, some free PDF guides and ebooks, also some tools such as some collections of guitar impulses and also collections of drum sample packs. And finally, don't forget to check out this channel or the blog regularly, because almost daily I am updating it with tons of free content. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. All right, take care. Mark, one final comment by Mark. I do love the Buster SE. It lives on my 2-bus. Exactly. That's my favorite free bus compressor, Mark, as well. Thank you so much, guys, and take care. All right, have a great one.